Okay, folks, I've got some awesome, exciting things to go over today. This is my first YouTube Hangout, or not yet Hangout, but YouTube live event. I decided to do this as a live event just to get maybe a different approach and different idea on how things work. So far, it's the same. I mean, it's a little bit different in the schematics, but I'm using Hangouts, so it's supposed to be the same. Hopefully, this is going to be okay. The last time I used Hangouts, it didn't do too well, but hopefully this is going to be okay. So a big announcement I'm going to announce here in just a second, but I want to check the settings and make sure that everything's running really good. So just be patient with me. Same, I mean, it's a little bit different in this. Okay, good. So we are live now, and I'm sorry I kind of sprung this on you guys, but I don't have a whole lot of time today, and I actually had to attend the I got to go to the funeral home later to attend the visitation of a family member. So I was going to go ahead and get this. I wanted to get this done earlier today, but I've got a lot of videos that I uploaded just today, a bunch of Christmas videos and things that's going to be releasing over this next week and get it done in time for Christmas. I still have some other videos I want to do for Christmas. Today, this Hangout right here, this live event, is all about my new guitar that I was graciously blessed to receive this past week. Now, if you want to leave comments or whatever, that's fine. That should show up as a chat. I should be able to view that from time to time. So hopefully we'll be able to see that happening if you have any comments or questions, and we'll be able to see what's going on. It tells me how many viewers are down here and all that. But this new guitar, here's the story behind this. One of my former students came to me, texted me, and this past week, I think it was last Friday, let's see, what was the 19th, I believe. Yeah, December 19th. And he texted me, he said, "What's your schedule like today?" And basically I said, well, I've just got a couple lessons today, and then I got to go to prayer meeting tonight, men's prayer meeting. But in between that, I'm free. So he says, well, okay. And I say, what's up? He says, well, I just wanted to come by and spread some Christmas cheer. And immediately I had in my mind that maybe something like this was going to happen, but I didn't want to get my hopes up. And so he texted me and he said, well, I'm in Smithville right now. And I said, well, let's meet up for lunch, and, I picked a place. And he texted back a few minutes later and said, well, there's been a delay. I forgot some stuff back in Smithville. I got to turn back around and go back. Just go ahead and eat, and I'll meet you at your house later. So I went and got some stuff done and got a bite to eat. Got to the house, and he texted me. He was supposed to come at 4 o'clock. Well, he texted me and said it's going to be more like 4:30. And so back and forth, and it ended up being about 4:45, I think, somewhere around in there on Friday, that he comes, his truck pulls in the driveway, and he gets his guitar out of the truck. And I'm thinking, well, surely this isn't what I think it's going to be. Maybe he wants me to take this guitar and just play it around for a while and show me this new guitar. And because he's purchased several guitars, and kind of, during lessons he'll show me them and I'll give him my opinions on them and everything. And so he sends this new guitar, or takes his new guitar, the case and everything. And I open the door because I'm ready for him. I'm expecting him. And as soon as I open the door, I said, "Come on in." And he says, "Hey, brother, Merry Christmas. This is yours." And I was like, "What? Really? Seriously? You're kidding me?" He said, "No." He said, "This is yours. This was on my heart. The Lord put it on my heart to give you this." And he said, "You're a man. I believe you're a man of character, and you being a preacher, you need to go preach the gospel. And the Lord just told me to give you this for Christmas." And he said, "Merry Christmas. It's yours." And I tried to get him to take it back, but he would not do any such thing. And what's interesting is this is the actual guitar that I had reviewed maybe a couple months, well, back in June. If you go back on my YouTube channel and look for the original review I did on this, I think it's called Gatlinburg Vlog or something like that. And there's 3 of them, and then one of them is a Bourgeois, one of them's a Collings, and the other one is the Breedlove Revival DR-Deluxe, which I just totally gave away. But anyway, now you know what it is. The Breedlove. Anyway, he brings this guitar in, and it is a Breedlove Revival DR-Deluxe. Now, I'll get on into what that means, and I've got the guitar right next to me, so stay tuned. We're going to get on into that. But he shows up with this guitar, and the interesting thing is, back in June when I reviewed this on my YouTube channel, he told me, or actually I come back and I was teaching him then, and hold on just a second. I'm taking notes of what I need to add later in the description area below. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. He tells me, I come back after reviewing that and kind of playing around, and I've really got my heart set on getting one of these. So I begin saving money, and it's going slow because I've got to spend money on, you know, VAs for Bluegrass Guitar Essentials course and all that stuff. But it's funny because I told him about it. He has a Martin HD28, and I said, I believe I found a guitar that I really want. It's not a Martin, believe it or not. It's a different guitar, and it's got the sound that just blew me away when I played it. And I can get it for a little bit less than a HD28, and you know, it's got some of the same specifications on it. And so he told me, what is it? He asked me, what is it? And I told him what it was, the Breedlove. And he said, well, that's cool. And then next thing I know, he went and purchased one off eBay because they don't make them anymore. They're discontinued. And they're kind of like a special deal. It's called Revival because they want to revive. It's their take on the pre-war guitars of like the 30s and the 40s. And so it's DR Revival is that pre-war series they got with, and I'll go over the features of it later and what it's made of. DR is Dreadnought Rosewood. They also have a DM, which is Dreadnought Mahogany. Dreadnought Rosewood Deluxe. And Deluxe, I guess, means it has extra features. It's apparently from the custom shop. It's got a certificate and everything with it. It's got onboard pickup system and everything I'm going to get into. It's got a lot of stuff with it. But I told him about it. He goes and buys one, and he tells me he doesn't like the way it plays. I don't think it's the sound, but it's more like the plays. I think he even got it set up, and he's had it all these months, ever since around, you know, July or August. And so he even offered to sell it to me, and I was like, I'm trying to save for one, but I can't really afford one right now. And he said, well, maybe we can trade off for lessons or something like that. And I said, and in my mind, I'm thinking, man, that would take me 4 years to pay this thing off with just free lessons. So I didn't want to do that, but I really would like to have that guitar. I didn't think nothing else of it. I figured he's sold it, he's found a buyer, and he's got something else he wants. But then all of a sudden, he must have had this thing this whole time eating away at him, and he brought it by last Friday and just handed it to me. And his name is Pat Wallace. He is an awesome guy. He was an awesome student, and he got some awesome some lessons. And I told him, I said, dude, when Bluegrass Guitar Essentials comes out on DVD, you're getting one of the first copies, period. And any other courses I have in the future, he'll probably be getting several copies of just to show gratitude for this. But it's amazing. It's an awesome guitar. And I'm going to get into it in just a second. And I want to say one thing. Bluegrass Guitar Essentials is almost done. The last webisodes hopefully will be released, if not this week, the next week. I've just finished writing the conclusion and acknowledgement section the other day. That's all that needs to be done. I'll send that over to my graphic designer. He puts his little graphic design logo stuff on it from the series, sends it back to me, and it's ready to go. Okay, so take advantage of the introductory pricing while you can. Go to bluegrassguitaressentials.com/webisodes. Those will be available soon. After that, I'll take about a week or two off, then begin looking for a DVD author VA, and then we can get the process of the DVDs released within a month, hopefully, if I can find somebody that is going to work. But without further ado, let's get on into the actual guitar, okay? Now, I'm going to show it to you and, you know, maybe play a little bit, give you a strum or so, tell you what it's about, and then I'm going to give you some screenshots and screen sharing of the actual websites that talk about it. It's hard to find much about it. There's a few videos on YouTube about it. Other than that, it's hard to find any kind of information on this particular guitar, and that's because it's discontinued. So without further ado, let's go on into this thing. This came with a brand new case, pretty much. Now he bought this off a guy on eBay, I think, and then he gives it to me. So it's out of warranty. I'm the third owner of it, I think, at least. And so there's no warranty on it. And in a day or two, I'm going to release a video of how to install a guitar strap button in less than 2 minutes, okay? I actually recorded this while I did this on this Breedlove. I needed to install the strap so I can go ahead and start playing it and everything. I even got some extra things on there that I installed, and that will be coming out in a day or two. So just be prepared for that. And I wanted to do this Hangout. That's another reason why I had to do this right now and make it a live event instead of scheduling it in advance, because all this stuff is going to be releasing before I even introduce the guitar. And so what I want to do is today is the overview of the guitar, and then what I would like to do later on is do a sound comparison with my Martin DCX-1E versus this Breedlove, and this Breedlove totally kills it. I love my Martin. I still love it, still got it, still keeping it. So don't ask, I'm not selling it. It is going to be, you know, mainly used for practices and, you know, anything like that, moving back and forth. The Breedlove is mainly going to be used for actual shows. Not much of any more transportation than that, if possible. But I want to do a sound comparison with both of those, so you guys can get an idea of what a, you know, kind of like a lower price guitar versus a higher price guitar. Okay, so let's open this thing up and get started. And more than likely, my cat will be in a little bit to take her place in the case, where she loves to just lounge around and lay down. Now, I've also ordered a brand new blue chip pick with my name engraved on it. Okay, I wanted to splurge a little extra $5, but I ordered a new one of those that'll be in very shortly. So for now, today, all I'm using is I went back to my Dunlop Tortex Black 1.14 millimeter and my D'Andrea ProPlec tri-point pick. If I get this hanging off here, it'll be all right. All right, so this is the guitar, folks. The Breedlove Revival DR-Deluxe. Beautiful instrument. Wonderful, wonderful aesthetic. Love that, just, you know, simple logo, nothing really fancy. I put my old Page capo on there and just recently fixed the sleeve. This one actually works pretty good with Kaiser capos, but I've kind of written them off because they're so big and bulky. I don't want to fool with them. I like this one, and I can adjust the tension. So on the video that's coming up in a couple days, it'll show you how I installed this pick holder. It'll show you how I installed this strap button, which does not, you know, normally come on guitars, and it'll also talk about a strap that I put on there. Now, I just took that strap back today. It was a fender strap. It wasn't long enough, and I found a used Dickies strap that was nylon. I prefer the nylon because they move around. They don't get stuck like the leather ones do. You put a leather strap on, it kind of gets hung and doesn't move, and I like to be able to move this around when I need to. So I've got a Dickies strap on here, just, you know, nothing fancy, just standard black nylon, and it's a little thinner. The little, you know, this right here is thinner, so it fits a little bit better on the strap buttons, whereas the fender that I had was like double layered and it wasn't really fitting on there well. Plus, I've got some they're called Dunlop Ergo lock straps, and they're just these little plasticky strap lock things that you can put on your guitar, and so that they don't come off. Now, I had to create my own. I fashioned it out of a pick. It also was on that video, but today I went back and fixed another one since I had to mess with that so much it kind of bent it up a little bit. And I put one that's a little bit less discreet, or a little bit more discreet. It's actually a Jim Dunlop celluloid heavy gauge pick, and I created a pick lock from that, so that wouldn't, or strap lock, so that wouldn't come off. So I'm satisfied with this. This was only like $10, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the tag there. So let's talk about the guitar first. We have a solid top red spruce Adirondack. Okay, so they basically mean the same thing. This is the pre-war style of wood that they used on those old Martin, you know, HD 28s and all that stuff. The bracing is pre-wore, which means I think forward shifted X bracing so that it leaves more room in the back to be, to open up. And it's also made of Adirondack, so the wood is matching to itself, so it allows for better resonance and better, depth. And it's also pre-wore scalloped. Basically, we have, I think this is just plain rosewood saddle. The nut and the bone, or the nut and the saddle, is supposed to be bone. Okay, so we have that, and we have what's called ivoroid binding. That's what this is. Nothing fancy on the rosette or the purfling or anything like that. I like the, the very, it's not too over the top cosmetic, for lack of a better word. There's no, pearloid inlay. It's a few lines and that's it. And I am not a fan of the herringbone inlay. I just never have liked it. I like this plain style. The fretboard is ebony fretboard, I think is what it is. And for once, folks, you can be pleased to know that now we have dots. Okay, my Martin does not have dots. Okay, I apologize for that. But now we have dots. It starts on the 5th fret. I don't know why. For the life of me, I don't understand why. Some guitar companies don't start with the 3rd fret. Most of them do, but some of them don't. They start with the 5th. So we have 5, 7, 9, 12, and then 15 up here. So now you got dots, so I don't want to hear complaints about dots. For the tuners, I think they call these Waverly tuners. That's the ones that have the open back on them. Just like that. They're very stable. They're very, some of them are very tough to turn too. You really got to work on that stuff. That's an awesome shot right there, right? That'd be a good thumbnail right there. The back and the sides is rosewood, East Indian, I believe. Now check this back out. Ooh, two of me. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful rosewood, allowing for that really low bottom end that this guitar provides. I love it better than mahogany. Mahogany is more of a warm tone. They make guitars that are solid mahogany. That's nice and everything, but I prefer that deep clarity and resonance and drone and boom from a rosewood guitar. The neck is I think they call it hand sanded or hand something, Honduran mahogany. Now this thing is very slick. It's not any kind of gloss like this. It's very nice and available to move up and down. One thing that is definitely different, other than the quality, than my Martin, that I'm still getting used to, but I'm starting to like it, is the width of the neck is quite a bit bigger. I think it's 1 3/4 nut, and so I think my Martin must be 1 1/2 or something like that. But my Martin has a little bit of a thinner neck, and now that I've played some of my songs on this neck, I realize that this is a better. I like this a little bit better because my fingers aren't hitting strings where they don't need to be on certain licks and certain phrases. So I've just got to get a little bit used to that. It won't take much of getting used to. The other thing is, I don't know if you've noticed this yet or not, but if you look at that sound hole, we got some controls here. This has an LR Baggs dual source pickup in it, and it's actually sitting behind back in here, so it's going to be kind of hard to see up there. But it's a dual source LR Baggs pickup. This is like a $300 pickup. These two knobs here control the volume, and this other knob controls the mix. Now that little pickup that's inside here, it's actually the control center. You can tweak a few other things. I'm just going to leave it alone, but you can tweak a few other things and settings. The mix knob is actually to control the mix between. It has a condenser mic mounted onto the body on the other underside, and it also has an in-saddle pickup. So the mix is to kind of blend the two together, whether you want all condenser or all saddle or a mix of the two, or maybe more condenser than saddle, or maybe more saddle than condenser. So you got all kinds of options there to mix the saddle and the condenser pickup together. Probably can't see inside there, but that's the official tag inside here. I love their handwriting. Love that Love that tortoiseshell pickguard too. It's basically a signature. It says Ken Breedlove, artist master luthier, his signature. And then you have Jason Bowerman, which is another master luthier. The custom shop series is Revival. The instrument model is DR-Deluxe. Top wood is red spruce or Adirondack. Sides and back is rosewood. Fretscape is dot inlay. The binding is Ivoroid. And then it has a serial number. So this is crafted, master crafted by Breedlove Guitar Company. I was really surprised when I was reviewing that guitar back at Smoky Mountain Guitars is where it was. And I was really surprised by the quality of this instrument. I never thought Breedlove was a really, you know, competitive brand. I always thought it was kind of like an off-brand until I played that, and I was like, these guitars are amazing. So I'm going to kind of try to tilt the camera down a little bit and maybe play some of this guitar a little bit. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, I'm so totally excited about this guitar and what I want to do with it. Now, like I said, I'm going to be using right now the D'Andrea ProPlec. That's my ProPlec guitar pick. It's a 1.5 millimeter, and I just love the tone of it. It just really helps the guitar really speak in its natural language. So before I give the first strum, let me just put you on hold just for a second. I see there's one viewer. I don't see any comments. I don't know who the viewer is, since this is okay. It says there's a frame rate problem. I'm not sure how to fix any of that mess. Oh, I bet it's where the Hangout itself is having issues. There's no way to correct the frame rate. Sorry, Google. I don't think you know what you're talking about. Anyway, I don't have any way of knowing who the viewer is for this event, and I'm looking at the chat to see if there's any kind of comments or anything, but I don't see any. So let's go ahead and play a little bit on this Breedlove Revival DR-Deluxe. I'm telling you, that really has some resonance to it. I can feel that in my stomach. It's vibrating so much. It's a new tag lick I've been trying to work on. It's tough to do. So that up down on the last note is pretty tough to hit accurately. So sometimes I do 2 downstroke on the first fret pull off, and then a downstroke again on the E string of the G note here. Let's see. And then up on A, and then hammer on right there sometimes. But I like the downstroke, so I'm just having to try to get used to that up down there. Let's do that one more time. That much is just standard, and then I added this. Second to the third, open B, and then a quick return on that 3, 2, 0. Let's pull off on that 2. Pull off on the second fret D, up on the G, and then hammer on the A, second fret, open D. Pull off on the first fret, pull off on the A. Let's see. The G, and then open A, and then second fret. That's a little bit of my song, The Legend of Captain John. I realized that Google is probably, as always happens with Hangouts, whenever it gets so too loud and it peaks out a little bit with the microphone, that it's probably going to start really mangling the sound of the guitar. So don't base this Hangout on the guitar. I'll be doing videos later that you can actually see the really good sound of it. I decided to go ahead and do the microphone that's already on the webcam, the Logitech C270. That way it can actually hear from this side of the guitar versus using the microphone, the lapel mic, and only being able to hear from the back for right now. So that's kind of why I did that. There's also a video that's coming out. Probably, I'd like to get it out before Christmas, on Christmas Eve. My wife's going to have to work on it, and it is it's a video of us playing a Christmas song together. So it's kind of like a kind of a take on what we did last year with electric guitar, but it's with this guitar, and I down-tuned it to drop C. And man, you talk about boom from this guitar. I'm telling you, it was amazing. I'm going to mess around just a little bit with some of solos and things like that I've worked on with the Gilbert Family. And their website is www.thegilbertfam.com. And just some songs we've been working on. So I'm just going to kind of go over some solos, and maybe later on down the road I may do some lessons on some of these. But just this will give me some practice as well. By the way, let's go ahead and use, this was the Pro Plec. Let's go ahead and use the other standard that I have that I basically was using all the time because of the fact that it actually had tone and a crispness, not Christmas, but crispness. Yeah, that's hard to say. It had a crispness about it, which is the Dunlop Tortex 1.14 millimeter in black. Now the purple sounds totally different. I recommend the black, but I recommend blue chip picks over both of these. But if you can't afford blue chip, those are the two I recommend. You can automatically hear the difference. It kind of takes away a little bit of that nice deep warmness, but now you have that the little brightness that you might need without being too bright. So let's just mess around here. got here? Let's see. I'm trying to think of all the songs we do and didn't play some melodies, solos and stuff that I got to do. Try it again. Let's see. Anyway, that's just some different ways that the guitar has some different sounds. And we'll go back to the D-Under Pro Plec and see what else we can come up with real quick. There's a little cool little lick that you can use. And now you got to keep in mind this new D shape that I've talked about many times in Bluegrass Guitar Essentials and just all over YouTube. You're trying to think of the D not like this, but with these two fingers, and this one usually is placed on the 4th fret of the D string. That's what I call the Bluegrass D or the Tony Rice D, because that's where I learned it. Let's see how to do this. There it is. So we're going to, instead of landing on that 4th fret, we're going to land on the 5th fret with our pinky. And bar that, because we need to hit the D. And then leave our 1st fret down here on the 2nd fret. And then this finger can after we hit this note, after we hit that note, it's sustaining, but as soon as we bar this, we can lift it because we're going to need it again on the 3rd fret of the D string. Notice how I lifted that middle finger. Pay attention to this middle finger here. So the second time I hit that D string on that 5th fret is usually when I lift it, because I've got to come down here. 2nd fret or 3rd fret to the 4th, slide D, open D, hammer or pull off on the 3rd fret A, and then down on that D again. Okay, friends, that is the DR-Deluxe Revival Series Breedlove guitar. One more time, we're going to show it off here. Beautiful red spruce Adirondack top, beautiful rosewood back and sides, East Indian ebony fretboard, and Waverly. I think those are called Waverly tuners. Honduran hand sanded or handcrafted Honduran mahogany neck. We'll put this back in the case, and I'll show you the certificate that came with it, as well as the booklet. So the one thing now I don't have is a onboard tuner, but that's fine because I'm using my snark tuner for that. And I wish I could take this webcam off and show you something else that was really cool. There in the case, there is a kind of a wedge that the neck, that little thin blade of the neck lays down in. And I was kind of panicking after I put the pick guard on, or the pick holder on there, and the strap on there, and the strap button, because it wouldn't fit in there. Well, I realized I got to move it around with that, and I realized that was just a little block that they had stuffed in there that was Velcroed on the bottom, and you can easily remove that. So don't be worried if you install a strap lock and all that, or strap button and all that, it won't fit. You just have to remove that little wedge block that is in the case, and it'll come right out. It's a Velcro, so it'll come right out, and now it fits just perfectly in the case. So here's the actual certificate that came with it. In the world. Okay. It's just black on both sides. You know, nothing, no big deal. Then you open it up. It says Breedlove Certificate of Authenticity. And it shows you the signatures by all these guys. Shows you what it's called, Revival Series DR-Deluxe, serial number, and all this other stuff. So this is the real deal. I mean, let's go ahead and go online. Well, here's the Breedlove Owner's Manual that comes with it. Basically tells you how to take care of your guitar, how to, you know, the truss rod adjustments, keeping your guitar humidity levels correct. Now this is that dual source pickup I was telling you about. That's what it looks like. It's kind of inside the guitar where you can't see it. It's actually attached to the top of the guitar. That's, you know, the top of it on the Rosewood, and you have all these different things that you can mess with. And so I'm not even messing with it. I haven't even plugged it in. Don't know what it sounds like plugged in or anything, but I was recommended not long ago by someone that the best pickups you can get for acoustic is probably LR Baggs, and this is an LR Baggs dual source pickup. So I'll make sure that's actually the name of the pickup. I'm pretty sure it is. LR Baggs dual element. It's called a dual element system, but it's just dual source there because you have a condenser and a saddle mic pickup. I mean, condenser pickup and saddle pickup. Under the saddle bridge, what do you even call it? Okay, so put this back in here, and what I'm going to do now is wrap this up by showing you some screenshots of this guitar. Okay, so thanks to the one viewer who is watching. I don't know who this is, and I'm so sorry that we hadn't scheduled this earlier. I didn't know for sure if it was even going to happen today, but let's go ahead and share the screen here with everybody. And once again, I'm not seeing any comments. It keeps telling me that stream status is bad because it's got it needs to be corrected to 30 frames per second, and I don't have a clue how to fix that. But okay, so let's go ahead and do a screen share, and we'll show you exactly what the actual, you know, websites say about this guitar. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And see which one is the correct one. Here it is. I think we may actually get this under an hour. Let's hope we do. All right, so yes, here we are. Okay, so now here is the Revival D. I'm not sure why it's called AR Deluxe. I don't know if it means acoustic or what, but this is basically the closest I could find to what I have. Now, this is part of the master class archive. Okay, so when you go to Instrument Archives off breedlovemusic.com, it tells you Masterclass Archive. So if I was actually click on that and open that in a new tab, I wonder if it would actually show me a Revival DR-Deluxe without the A in front of it, because it doesn't have the A in front of it in the model number that I showed you. So these are archives. In other words, I don't think they make these anymore. So we have Revival DR-Deluxe and Revival DM-Deluxe. So I guess the A is it's either DM-Deluxe or AM-Deluxe. Probably what it's talking about. DR-Deluxe, AR-Deluxe. It's probably what it's referring to. It's a slash between the D and the A. And so we'll go back here. And here is the specs of this, okay? Traditional in both design and aesthetic, Revival series guitars capture the essence of legendary pre-war guitars. That's high quality. Breedlove Craftsmanship, an American-made, hand-built guitar that represents a benchmark for performance and value. Breedlove Revival acoustic guitars feature forward X bracing and a graduated top thickness. I think this allows for better sound vibrations. Revival tops are thicker in the middle and thinner towards the perimeter, delivering a tone that is powerful and explosive and also very balanced. So it's thicker in the middle and thinner toward the outer parts of the guitar for a tone that's powerful, explosive, and very balanced. It's Adirondack Spruce. The top with Adirondack Spruce bracing responds well to powerful strumming, while the East Indian Rosewood back and sides excel in the lower end register. And you could hear the boom from that guitar. I can't wait to go back on and watch this video and see how it sounded. The traditional Dreadnought style body delivers powerful volume when playing bluegrass and other musical styles. Okay, so check this out. Manufacturer suggested retail price brand new is $39.99, $4,000 for this guitar brand new. Now used, you can probably find it for around $29.99, somewhere around $3,000, something like that. There was actually one on there that was like maybe $1,250, something like that. And that was doing searches on eBay, searches on Mandolin Cafe, and on Flatpicker Hangout. So all those places you can usually find. These are getting more rare, it seems like, to find, though. So this was $39.99 because of rosewood, as opposed to the mahogany here, which is what the AM means, which is $37.29. So that's another couple $100 that are difference. Okay. So here we go for the specifications. The nut is 1 3/4. Like I said, I'm getting used to that wider nut, and it's starting to grow on me. Waverly tuners, I was correct. Waverly tuners, the nickel tuners, the lower bout width, I guess that means this. I don't really pay attention to that. Don't really know what it means, but it's 16 inches. The waist width is 10 3/4 in the upper bout. So yeah, the lower bout's here, the waist, and the upper bout here is 11 3/8. I don't really know what how that even helps the sound or anything. I never hardly ever pay attention to that. Body length is 20 inches. Body depth is 4 3/4. So it's 4 3/4 inches tall, wide, whatever you call it. And the length, the height for the body is 20 inches. Okay. Now that's very limited in what it says. So I've actually got another place pulled up here. This is just, I did a search for manual and found this link. I'm not going to include this link. I just found it just by looking for a Revival DR-Deluxe manual, and this came up as one of them. Let's see. The Breedlove Revival series is our celebration interpretation of the great guitars from the 1930s and 40s. We've combined the pre-war style forward X bracing. I think it's what it said earlier on here too. Forward X bracing, yeah, right there. We've combined the forward X bracing with the expert bracing techniques and advancements from the Breedlove's experience. Enjoy the refinement in these designs as they are tone opposites to the original Breedlove designs. Makes for extremely broad offering to Breedlove clients, blah, blah, blah. Revival, and here's the picture. Not a really good picture, but here's what it looks like. And this one has like a white inlay instead of the ivory. Vintage style Dreadnought body, graduated Adirondack Spruce top, Indian Rosewood back and sides, and as we saw earlier, this is East Indian. I don't know if there's a difference between East Indian and regular Indian, but that's what that says. Pre-war scalloped Adirondack Spruce bracing, bone and nut saddle, silky hand rubbed. That's what they call it, hand rubbed, not hand sanded, but hand rubbed neck. It's a Honduran mahogany. Highest gloss finish and completely customizable. I guess that means, you know, when you buy it, you can add all the, you know, whatever electronics to it you want and all that. And I also found it here on Elderly Instruments. Once again, it's no longer available, so it's kind of hard to find these. But you can shop for Breedlove Guitars if you want to get a different guitar than the Revival series. Usually you just have to go on eBay or some other site like I mentioned before, like Manlin Cafe or Flat Picker Hangout. But if you want to buy a new Breedlove guitar, you can use my link, my special link that I have on the show notes, which is www.ericbeatty.com/shop. And that'll take you to my special Amazon page where you can do a search for Breedlove Guitars, and bam, you're in business right there. So let's see what this says about it. The Dreadnought body with solid select rosewood back and sides and solid red spruce top, advanced scallop pre-war X-bracing, Ivoroid Bondi binding, multiply BWB sound hole rosette. Don't have a clue what that means. Sound hole truss rod access, ebony pinned belly bridge. Oh, yeah, by the way, that was another thing, that the bridge is black. The bridge pins, they're black instead of white. 1/8 inch bone saddle, 1 3/4 inch bone nut. So it is bone. Scale length is 25.5. It's 14 fret Honduran mahogany neck with ebony fretboard, pearl dot position markers, Ivoroid heel cap, which is on the back of the neck, solid square headstock with rosewood overlay. So that's the darker rosewood color right here, you see, because the back is still Honduran mahogany. And there's the rosewood overlay. Grover Stay Tight 18.1 vintage gold tuners. Now, they say Grover. I'm going to trust the actual Breedlove site, which says Waverly. They're not. I don't think they're Grover styles. That's a different style together. But it says vintage gold tuners. These, the ones that I have, aren't gold. They're nickel, and they even show nickel here, unless it's the name brand is vintage gold. Vintage toner and glossy finish with hard shell case. The players here report that this is a great sounding guitar that stands up well to traditional D-sized flat tops. And then their list price is $37.29, which is close to that mahogany that we saw earlier. Our price no longer available. Okay, so now we can click these and kind of get a better idea of what they look like. And by the way, this link is included in the show notes. I'm trying to click that again. It didn't do anything. Don't know what's going on with it. Well, it's not wanting to show anything. Maybe if I showed it in a new image or something. Open image, a new tab. So this should work, hopefully. It's loading. There we go. Oh, well, it's not going to give me an enlargement then. So it's just showing me that it's not going to give me an enlarged thing about that. I've been having this all day long. A lot of this web page is not available stuff, so I don't know what the deal is. It takes a while to load and all this. But anyway, you can see those links in the show notes if you want to later, instead of me having to show them to you right now. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, here we go. Let me go back here. So if I click this one, okay, so it is a little bit, this is the heel cap, by the way. So that's the beauty of that one. And then this one's the body. Okay, so now it's working. So beautiful instrument. I love that tortoiseshell pickguard, that faux tortoiseshell. Beautiful. And it sounds amazing too. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and get off here and call it a night. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen sharing here. I don't know what this extra feature means, but thanks so much for everyone that watches later. I only had one viewer on today. I don't know who it was, but thank you for watching as well. And one more quick check on my comments. I don't see anything now, but you guys have been great, and I really can't wait to share with you some awesome guitar videos with this new model. So somebody asked me the other day if I got the new guitar that I was hoping to get. Yes, I did get it, but not in the way that I thought I was going to get it. And I'm really right now another surprise. I don't know if it's a surprise or not, but I'm really trying to get endorsed by Breedlove. I actually signed the contract to be an endorsed artist with them but I haven't heard anything back from them. I called them today, told them I've got a Breedlove guitar now, that they don't have to send me one. It'd be nice if they wanted to send me one, a different one to review or whatever. But now I have a Breedlove guitar. I can start using, I can start, you know, working with them. But hopefully that's going to happen, and I'll become an official endorsed artist through them, because I love this guitar, and definitely would recommend Breedlove to a lot of people. So many more videos on the way. You guys have a Merry Christmas. Thanks so much for watching today. And for once, I've got a video that's under an hour long for a hangout. I'll see you guys next time. Please check out www.bluegrassguitaressentials.com /webisodes for all of your Bluegrass Guitar Essentials needs. If you'd like to learn how to play some of those things that I've played and how to do it, then that course was designed specifically for that, so that I don't have to keep answering requests on YouTube on how I do certain things. I decided, hey, if I'm getting all bombarded with all these requests, let's just make a product. And that's what Bluegrass Guitar Essentials is all about. Okay, it was inspired by everyone here on YouTube and everything else that I've watched and taken in through other instructional courses and through other people like Tony Rice, Brian Sutton, Doc Watson, Dan Craig, Clarence White, David Greer, Kenny Smith, on and on and on, Russ Barenberg. I could keep going. All those things compiled into one, and that is the result, is Bluegrass Guitar Essentials. So definitely check that out if you're interested in learning bluegrass guitar. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm known on YouTube most of the time as, is the bluegrass guitar, you know, person. And so appreciate that. If you're wanting to venture on into electric guitar, then check out www.secretsoftexasbluesguitar.com. That is a course that I created first for Texas blues, but really more specifically for lead guitar. So if you're looking to branch out and understand how to use scales, what scales to use, how they work, how to form licks from the scales, then that's where you need to go for electric guitar, okay? And please check out my brand new blog at ericbeatty.com, where I'll be focusing on writing and things like that for different articles, and kind of a place to host some of this content that I can't really host anywhere else. Kind of my central hub for all this. So before it goes over an hour, I'm going to get off here and say thanks so much. Merry Christmas. Stay tuned this week for all the Christmas videos and the different videos that I plan on uploading and releasing. And I'll see you guys next time. Okay, so this week is not going to be a regular lesson video on Tuesday. It's just going to be some surprise Christmas videos. Okay, so if I don't get the chance to say it later on, Merry Christmas and have a happy New Year. And the video froze for whatever reason, and hopefully that's not going to kill the broadcast, because I'm not done broadcasting. I want this to work correctly. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, are we back? Are we back? Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I'm going to get off here before it really kills over. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God richly bless you and yours this holiday season.